Before we get to the next segment, there is a report just out, we can't verify it, but that the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, has offered Canadian authorities the use of, quote, heavy equipment to move trucks off the bridge that connects Windsor, Ontario with Michigan. If that's true, how is that not interfering in the democracy of another country? A United States elected official offering to shut down a human rights protest in another country? That's consistent with our democratic principles? We're going to work to find out if that's in fact happening. Well, a new bill introduced by Democrats in the legislature in Washington state would require people to wear life jackets basically anywhere outside of the shower, in canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddle boards. That's obviously nannyism run amok. It's none of your business whether we wear life jackets or not. But that new law proposed is running into another principle very popular right now called equity. And one group is demanding an exemption from it. Jason Rantz is a radio show host in Seattle. He is our go-to man for the lunacy of the Pacific Northwest. He joins us tonight. Jason, what is this?
Okay, so it's a bill by Democrat State Representative Cindy Ryu, and she says it will save lives. The problem is that outcome might actually be determined by your race. So the legislation has some exemptions where you don't have to comply. So if you're in a sanctioned competition, if you're being supervised by a coach or a trainer, or if you're participating in something called paddleboard yoga, which apparently is a thing. But if this is about saving lives, there's this carve-out that doesn't actually make any sense. It gives exemptions to members of federally recognized tribes for the most bizarre reason you can think of. One Republican lawmaker actually brought it up during a recent hearing.
I'm just curious on the blanket exemption for the tribe. Is that a requirement? I'm just curious where that came from in the bill.
These are situations where they have either extensive training or have traditionally very used to our cold waters for eons, essentially, or are very closely supervised.
Yes, these American Indians in the water for billions of years, swimming skills passed down generation to generation from eons in the cold waters of the Puget Sound, as they're now apparently all supervised by the tribe's elders, rendering them unable to drown. And when you think about it, it's pretty nutty, because here's where the equity part comes in. Democrats don't want to insult American Indians by being unfair with the law. And Representative Ryu claims that American Indians have easy access to waters where apparently whites, blacks, Asians, Latinos apparently don't. But the tragic irony in all of this, Tucker, is that the American Indians in this country suffered deaths by drowning in natural waters more than any other racial group or ethnic group, according to the CDC.
Oh, my gosh. It's also crazy. Laws have to apply to everyone, yes, regardless of color. Right. Thank you for reminding us of that. Jason Rantz, great to see you.
Thanks, Tucker.